can't stop, won't stop. I can't stop, won't stop.
Welcome back to our channel. I'm Mariah.
And I'm Spencer.
We make videos talking about all things real estate related. We are a husband and wife real estate team here in Oregon. And today, I just wanted to ask Spencer some questions that you guys ask me often that I get in my inbox. Some of them maybe I've answered before, but I thought it'd be fun to kind of get his take on these because we have a little bit different way of doing things in real estate. You were spending your time those first couple months
prospecting, myself, and creating a system on how to file it. Because if I'm not filing, because you could have 2,000
And what do you mean by
leads.
filing?
So a lot of this day and age that I've kind of find is walking through the office. A lot of people are just doing everything digitally on their phones. There's nothing wrong with that.
That's how I do it.
But I did that in the beginning, and I found that hard copies was my go-to. Printing off all my contacts and previous listings for expireds and really filing them in the cabinet in certain districts, certain areas. That's how I do it. Zip codes, locations. That's what I mean by areas, and that's the placement of that MLS sheet going in my filing cabinet. So I know in that 3-4 day span, hey, give them another call for that particular area. And so that's what I mean. The systems, the energy that you
just basically getting systems into place.
Yes.
Is what your first few months were,
Yeah.
and then once the systems were into place, it was easier to prospect.
Yeah, because if you have like 2,000 leads coming in, you purchased off, Zillow, Hulu, whatever, Redfin.
Hulu.
Yeah, I'm just name dropping all those internet resources. But if you're getting all those leads and you don't know how to file them, your follow-up's garbage, and the next person you call isn't going to know you by name, and that's a problem. My goal, everybody that I call knows me by name, because if they don't, then I'm just an average somebody, and there's 2 other agents out there getting my business I should have had.
Yeah.
So, create a system. That was my main.
Systems,
that was my
that's what you did.
That was my
first few
priority.
months, that was your priority. I like it,
And
and clearly it paid off because you
there's trial
had
and
the
error.
systems in place, and once you had them in place, you were converting a lot of leads.
And another, your time's money, right? So what's going to take the least amount of time in the long run? Yes, filing and printing is sometimes a lot more inconvenient than just saving it in your notes in your phone. But when it comes Christmas, the new year, I have everybody on file, set, organized. I'm sending out mail to, calling, following up. It really makes a difference in hours rather than weeks, months, to those 300 some contacts that you made previously in that year.
So what would you say is the hardest part about being a realtor or starting out in the business?
There's a lot of lows, honestly. The rejection part, you just got to overcome it. You're going to get offended personally. You're going to offend other people as well.
You'll have a lot of opportunities to be offended. It's just up to you how you handle it and if you choose to accept that offense or not.
Yeah, seriously. And you've gone through that as well. Personally, I've seen it. And I'm like, hey, there's always got to be an encourager, whether that's your principal broker, whether that's your other teammate. And that's why it's so good to be connected and being part of a great company, and having the background
and support.
I mean, that's your backbone. That's one of it. The rejection, I guess you could say, coming back to that question.
I would say that's
the
true.
first months in the business, and like I said, 3-4 months without
it can get discouraging because you start to think like, is everything I'm doing
right
a waste?
You
is this the right job
you
for
question
me?
yourself. Seriously, if you're a first-time agent, take these to heart, because these are probably trials you're going to come through. After that test is passed, there's more to come. Yes, you're going to feel pretty good because, wow, I finally passed this test after who knows how long you did the school or how many other previous tests you took. There's more to come. And that's why if you can, honestly, get under a team or a respected broker to shadow and follow through with, that could be the best thing for you, because I'll tell you what she did when she was 18, unheard of. She flat out got her license. She dove straight into the business, got herself into who knows how many pickles, because honestly,
I didn't know what I was doing.
And she would vent to me, and I've never really been around most of this stuff, and I didn't really know what to say, and I said, just go to your principal broker, we'll figure it out. Well, encouraging words, right, in the moment. And there's so much that you just overcome, and it's
But
part of
you
diving
have
in and
to
doing it.
fail. Like in this business, you can't be so scared of failure that you don't go out and do it.
Yeah.
Like one thing that I think I did right is I wasn't scared to fail, and I did fail a lot of times. If I didn't fail so many times, then I wouldn't be where I'm at, and we wouldn't be running the business we are, because I took that time to just do it and do it and do it and fail. And there were, obviously I didn't fail every time. There were a lot of times when I didn't fail, but you can't be scared to just do it, make the calls, go on the appointment, take the listing, and just don't wait until you have it all figured out, because you're not going to have it all figured out. This business is constantly changing. There's so much to learn, even now, like every single day. So
I don't care who you are. You're going to run into situations you might need someone else to give a call to and just, hey, what's some advice on how to deal with this? And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
All right, so next question is about being young in the business, because I get asked this a lot. You got your license at 21.
Yeah.
How has it been being in the business at a young age? We know the average age of the realtor is like 50 something, and that is average.
Yeah.
So what objections have you come across?
Appearance. Right now I can't really cut my hair all that much. There's a lot of barbers
Shut down because
there's a lot of shutdown going on, but appearance is huge. Yes, you got to make do your first months in the business if you didn't come in already with quite a bit of chunk of change in your bank account. And then the thrill of getting paid, you can obviously set aside, pay into your business. And part of your business is appearance.
Yeah. So I think buying, like you did, some really, really good quality, nice suits. If you're young, is a good thing to invest in, and you don't have to have a ton. I mean, if you can only afford one, buy one suit and wear it every day. You don't see the same people.
You can budget suits completely. I mean, I went to Men's Warehouse and I got them custom tailored and fit. I mean, that's only Men's Warehouse. There's so many other companies.
Spend more, but that
you can do.
But that I think is one thing. The fact that the way that you present yourself, let's just call it that,
presentation,
and you dress older than you are. I think that's one reason why no one really questions your age and your confidence. But I think those are some things why you don't really have those objections, like a lot of young people might, who are getting into the business. So if you're young,
I agree.
I think a lot of older agents can get away with wearing
casual,
a lot more casual to their listing appointments. But when you're young, you really have to dress professional, and people will assume you're older. That's
you gotta be on it.
If you're young,
if you're young, your appearance, education,
have confidence,
back up what you say.
Yeah, and dress good. There you go. All right. So it seems like most people have no clue what it really is actually like being a realtor. That's something I found, at least. Or what we actually do, or how things really work in this business. And there's just a lot of misunderstanding out there, something that I come across all the time. So what are some of the biggest misconceptions that you have found people thinking about being in real estate, just in general?
Well, my funniest question that I'm asked often, honestly, well, what do you do? Because they see me maybe working out at an odd hour, middle of the day stuff. Maybe I'm grabbing coffee middle of the day, or I'm able to work out maybe I'm able to take a walk in the park, and I'm able to post it. And they're like, dude, you don't ever work.
Yeah.
The next misconception is you don't even work, because people just think that your company hands you these clients, and you service clients based off your company.
They think it's easy.
They don't know what they think that Berkshire Hathaway, which is the company we currently work under, which is amazing and fantastic. We love them. Resources. I mean, I couldn't do a lot of things for my clients that we currently do. Yeah. They think that this company, because that's a lot of what they see. Berkshire Hathaway, their color, their
or
brand,
whatever company you're with, gives you
whatever
leads,
you're with,
which is not true.
They don't realize you go out to the house.
That it's the same as starting any small business. You are on your own. You're an independent contractor, and it's up to you to go out there and find the business. Like, no one comes to you. Even another thing I was thinking about earlier is how most agents, or maybe it was just me, but when you get into the business, you're thinking like, you're going to real estate school and you're thinking, wow, I have so many contacts. I'm going to get so many listings. So many people
are
using me.
Misconception.
People are not going to use you at first. I mean, maybe if you're lucky, but especially for me, because I was so young, we are just now starting to get, because people are seeing our track record and how good we are. Your sphere doesn't normally use you right off the bat. And something I think, to go off on a little tangent, that really helped our sphere start using us is the social proof of posting on Facebook. Like, this is our first half of September, and showing how many escrows you have in there, and how we're helping people, and sharing testimonials of how you helped someone else on Facebook, and just constantly like posting, and people really start to see, like your sphere starts to see, wow, they're really working, and then they trust you, and then they start working with you. So that's another misconception, I think, is that people,
that's a big one.
like, oh, I could get into the business.
Really
I know a lot of people, but
so big.
they also probably know 5 other realtors.
For a new agent,
Don't be so optimistic.
And everybody's got, this is on the phone, this is a term.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
I know a guy, my uncle or aunt's a realtor, and I say, well, right now I can pick up a penny and throw it on one. My name's Spencer.
Like,
and that's how I start
5
one.
realtors.
And it's because everybody does know a realtor. And there's just, you got to overcome that question.
But do you know how many people are realtors and they sell like 2 homes a year? They just have their license. It's not even their actual job. They're just a realtor.
Yeah.
And I think that those realtors really hurt the business, and they give us a lot of times a bad name because they don't really know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And we saw that when we bought the house that we live in. The guy that was selling it.
It was so bad. It was so bad. And it was like...
Didn't even live here, was not on the right MLS system. That's
why we got such a good deal.
That's why we got a good deal, because it wasn't on the right MLS system. It was on Portland's MLS system and not Salem's. And I searched for homes every day. It never came up. But yeah, anyway, long story short.
It worked out for us, man.
Yeah, worked out for us.
Those back realtors, they help us out.
Yep, sometimes, but sometimes they don't.
Sometimes.
Yeah. So anyway, I just went off there on
what
we're talking about.
A lot of statistics stuff. I mean, 20% of the realtors do 80% of the business.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's another statistic that you can throw out on the phone is, hey, here's my numbers. This is what I do. This is the amount of sales I do.
Yeah.
And it shows that really, truly, you are part of that 20% doing 80% of the business.
Yeah, and if you're not, maybe you're brand new and you're watching this and you're like, well, what about me? I'm making cold calls and I can't use that objection. You can look up what your company does and be like, hey, my company sold this many houses in the last month, and use your company's track record.
You're branded to your company for a reason. You pay for that desk fee or however you do it, structure. Use them. That's why it's important to be under a great head as a company. Yeah. This is going to be the last one.
This is my favorite question. Yeah, it's going to be the last one. We're getting hangry. Next question is, how has it been working with your wife?
Honestly, I've heard of a lot of couples actually not making it.
Saying that real estate is not good for your marriage.
Yeah, because they just couldn't work as a couple and get married. And I've actually seen people get divorced out of it, and it's really sad.
Can I just add something? I feel like if you're like, say you work together in real estate and you're like, our business is tearing us apart.
Yeah.
We can't work together. I feel like there's probably a deeper issue, and the issue isn't real estate.
No, there definitely
just coming out because you're working together. But carry on.
No, that is 100% accurate, and then that's where finding your identity. And I'm not afraid to say my strengths or my weaknesses. Mariah and I, we have our meetings and our business meetings usually every other week at least, if we're really busy. Especially with Asher this time of around.
Yeah, things have been a little different the last few months because we have a new baby, but normally.
But we get to discuss like our strengths and weaknesses, and that's how we prioritize our to-do lists and tasks. And hey, how much do we actually want to work? I mean, that's the thing. Like, how much do we want to produce? Are we looking pretty low? What's our inventory look like? How can I improve in that area? Am I working hard enough? Am I pulling enough weight? These are real questions that aren't bad to have, especially if it is with your wife, because then you guys can structure the way you live your everyday lives, going and having family time off of that. Because at the end of the day, there's a reason we work, and it's not to just work until I'm in the grave. It's to work and thrive and be with each other and love each other. That's why we got married.
And it's fun.
And it's fun.
It's so
that's
much
the
fun.
thing. You make
it should
what
be fun.
Yeah,
it
you make
not be fun.
You make what you can out of it.
It's not fun. It's a problem. So if you work with your spouse, take care of your marriage first, and that will overflow into your business, and you'll be able to work together well. Seriously. But I guess that's advice for anyone, because you should always just take care of your marriage, and then it'll.
But that's not self-explanatory stuff, though, because there's a lot of neglection.
Yeah.
There's a lot, and that's life, guys. And our number one goal here is to be real. Sometimes there's disputes on, hey, you need to be more organized, and that's usually for me.
Normally you're telling me.
So I'm the organizer guy, because, like I said, filing is key for me, and that's how I'm gonna keep all my ducks in order. But from there,
I think you're like the best thing that ever happened to my real estate business in that way, because you have brought so much structure that I did not have. And like I couldn't probably have had on my own.
Yeah.
That has helped us grow, because that's just not how I'm wired, but you are that way. And so we have total different strengths and weaknesses, and we, I think, bring them together well.
Yes. So, all right, guys, thank you for hanging out with us for these last few minutes. And seriously, come back again, press that subscribe button, and give us some comments. Always, I say this on basically every video that I'm included in. I need the feedback. I need to get
love
better.
hearing from you guys. Positive feedback and negative feedback.
Yeah,
and if
seriously.
you didn't like this video, hit the thumbs down button.
See you later.
See you next time.